There are love stories Hollywood puts on the big screen. And then there are the ones that seem to spill beyond the lights, blurring into something too real to ignore. Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler's connection wasn't just a script. It was a heartbeat, a soft, endless rhythm that pulsed between them, refusing to stay confined to the roles they were given. Fans could sense it. Directors whispered about it. And behind the scenes, an undeniable spark lit up the spaces between them, a glow they tried to keep hidden. But love, real or pretend, rarely plays by the rules. From the first moment Drew Barrymore laid eyes on Adam Sandler, something shifted inside her. She knew he wasn't like the other Hollywood leading men. Polished, rehearsed, too ready, with a smile that didn't quite reach their eyes. Adam was different, real, grounded in a way Drew found achingly irresistible. She needed that anchor in her life, and maybe, just maybe, he needed her wild spirit too. Their first collaboration, The Wedding Singer, didn't just bring laughter to audiences around the world. It stitched something invisible between them, a secret only they could feel. The scenes where they gazed into each other's eyes, the teasing smiles, the lingering touches, none of it needed acting classes. They were playing out something raw, something personal, something that left everyone on set secretly wondering, was this just a movie? Or something more? Off camera, the lines blurred even further. Drew was known for her fiery, unpredictable passion, a whirlwind no one could tame. Adam, the king of offbeat charm, wasn't supposed to fit into her world. But he did. Effortlessly. Friends close to the pair whispered that they would often find reasons to extend their working hours, staying late on set, huddled together in corners, laughing about jokes no one else understood. Those who passed by would catch glimpses of secret smiles, soft touches disguised as casual gestures. To the outside world, they were co-stars. But behind closed doors, the chemistry between them was electric, too potent to be hidden completely. The rumors started small. Maybe it was just friendship, people said. Maybe it was the kind of bond you only share with someone who feels like home. But others weren't so sure. After long, late-night rap parties, Drew and Adam were often the last to leave. Together. Sometimes slipping out through back entrances, disappearing into the velvet Los Angeles night. It wasn't long before the tabloids picked up the scent, splashing their names across glossy covers with questions no one dared answer out loud. Insiders whispered about stolen moments, long drives through empty streets, the city lights blurring around them as they chased freedom side by side. They spoke of whispered conversations in the back corners of quiet restaurants, where Drew would lean in close, her eyes locked onto Adam's, their laughter melting into something softer, something almost too tender to witness. There was a tension between them that never quite resolved, a heat that simmered just beneath the surface. Even when they weren't filming, they found reasons to be near each other. Drew would show up on Adam's movie sets unannounced, bringing coffee and that infectious, wild smile that seemed to belong only to him. Adam, in turn, would pen handwritten notes to her, leaving them tucked into bouquets of wildflowers he insisted he didn't send. Their friends warned them. Mixing real feelings with Hollywood fantasy was dangerous. But how could they resist? Their hearts had started speaking a language only they could understand. In a world full of illusions, they had found something painfully real. Still, timing was never on their side. Drew was fighting battles with herself, working through old scars and newly built dreams. Adam, steadfast and loyal, was cautious with his heart. He wasn't the type to dive without looking. But even so, their bond refused to weaken. In a world where relationships broke apart like fragile glass, theirs endured, strong, unspoken, and pulsing with everything they never said out loud. Every new movie they made together, 50 First Dates blended, wasn't just another collaboration. It was another love letter to each other. Watch the way Adam looks at Drew when he thinks no one's watching. Notice how Drew's face softens when Adam jokes with her, a softness too genuine to fake. Their on-screen kisses linger a heartbeat too long. Their hugs feel like they're trying to memorize each other's warmth. The most controversial whispers came during the filming of 50 First Dates. Sources close to the project claimed that Drew and Adam's relationship grew even more complicated. There were tales of passionate arguments that ended in even more passionate silences. Of moments when directors had to call multiple takes because Drew and Adam's gazes were too raw, too filled with an emotion that had no place in a fictional story. It was during one particular scene, a kiss at sunset on a quiet beach, that everything almost spilled over. Crew members claimed the moment stretched long after the director yelled, "Cut!" Drew didn't pull away. Adam didn't either. The sun dipped beneath the horizon, and they stayed locked together, two people who didn't know if they were still acting, or if they ever had been at all, but life, relentless as always, pulled them back to reality. Adam married Jackie, a woman who gave him a different kind of love, steady, beautiful, unwavering. Drew cheered from the sidelines, hiding the ache behind her dazzling smile. She celebrated his happiness even as a part of her quietly broken side. And Drew too found her own winding paths through love and heartbreak, always keeping a piece of Adam tucked safely in the corner of her heart. They never admitted to the world what almost happened between them. They never had to. It was written in every glance, every lingering embrace, every time they chose each other again and again, not as lovers, but as soulmates who never quite crossed that last line. Some say Drew and Adam made a pact early on, a silent agreement to protect what they had by never giving in to it completely. Because some connections are too sacred for this world. Because sometimes the deepest love stories are the ones that remain unfinished, suspended between what was and what might have been. Still, the rumors never stopped. Even now, years later, fans wonder, did they ever have a night where they gave in? Where the weight of what they felt collapsed into something unstoppable? Were there whispered confessions, secret promises made in the darkness? Drew herself added fuel to the fire during interviews, once confessing that if things had been different, Adam would have been the love of her life. Adam, blushing in his charming boyish way, always laughed it off, but never quite denied it. The truth hung between them like smoke, visible only to those willing to look closely. In one interview, Drew's voice trembled ever so slightly when she talked about Adam. "He's everything," she said, her smile bittersweet. And in his own quiet way, Adam returned the sentiment, calling Drew magic, a word too intimate for casual friends. Those who know them best say that even now, there's an energy between them you can feel the moment they step into the same room. An invisible thread tying them together. A deep understanding that doesn't need words. It's in the way Adam looks for her in a crowded room. It's in the way Drew's face lights up the moment she hears his voice. Maybe the most beautiful love stories aren't the ones filled with grand declarations or epic endings. Maybe they're the ones that live quietly, fiercely, stubbornly, inside two hearts that choose loyalty over desire, friendship over fleeting passion. Maybe they're the ones that never really in the end. Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler didn't need to fall into a conventional romance to prove the depth of their love. They built something stronger. A bond that outlived rumors, scandals, marriages, heartbreaks. A connection that whispered through every glance and every smile, "You and me, we were always more." And so their story lives on, not as a forgotten fling or a headline scandal, but as something infinitely rarer. A love that didn't need labels, didn't need validation. A love that quietly rewrote the rules. A love that, even now, makes us believe that maybe, just maybe, the truest kind of romance is the one that never truly ends. Because when it comes to Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler, the last chapter hasn't been written yet.